Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Wilton Report. And what a time to be in real estate. Holy moly. Every day you wake up, interest rates are going up, housing markets crashing, equity markets don't know what to do. People are bracing for recession. So we're going to do a kind of a deep dive and get pretty granular into what's happening in the Princeton market. Because as I've said, if not once, a million times, real estate is local. What's happening in Texas doesn't really affect what's happening in Princeton. So we're going to kind of go into what's happening in Princeton in a high level of detail. So if you're not watching this on YouTube, I definitely would invite you to check us out on YouTube. Just Google the Wilton Report. We will pop up if you're on Spotify, Apple, or Google Podcasts. Welcome. I will walk through the data verbally so it all makes sense. So we're going to do a year-over-year market review of what's happening in Princeton. And what I think, based on what I'm seeing with the consumer in the market, talking to my colleagues, but just plain raw data. So this first screen that you're looking at, or perhaps listening to, is an inventory snapshot, and it's January through September. And you can tell I'm like a little giddy to talk this morning because I find this stuff absolutely fascinating. So in 2015, 412 homes were listed, brought to the market on the MLS January through September. 2016, 396. So it's pretty negligible difference. 2017, 377. So you're seeing a little bit of a downward trend. 2018, 354. So in 4 years, you went from 412 homes brought to the market down to 354. So again, that's pretty significant. You know, it's not unnoticeable. There's definitely fewer homes for the consumer to choose from. And as supply goes down, price goes up, something to remember. In 2019, inventory spiked. It went back to 397. In 2020, COVID, it dropped to 330, which is really, I would say, precipitously low. And that was really the beginning of the run-up in pricing, probably nationally, but definitively here in Princeton. And I'll show you the median pricing today as well. But 2021, which was by anyone's account a rather ballistic real estate market, it went back to 385. And this year, January through September, we're down to 315 homes listed, which is really incredible. So in 2015, we're at 412. 2022, we're at 315. It's almost a 25% decline in homes brought to the market. That's everything. That's single family, condo, townhouse in Princeton. Does not include multifamily, but there's not a ton of those in town anyway that come to the market. So that's pretty precipitous. So in 7 years, you saw a 25% decline in standing inventory in Princeton. So something to keep in mind as we kind of step through this broadcast. The next slide I'm going to show you is the number of sold homes. Same time frame, January through September, year over year, 2015 to 2022. So in 2015, there were 231 homes sold, right? I would say that's a pretty normal market for Princeton. 2016, 226. 2017, again, you saw a little bit of a spike. But again, inventory did start to decline that year. 246, 2018, 241. Fast forward to 2021, 207, which seems really, really low compared to the year that was had in the real estate market. But it just goes to show you there was fewer transactions. So homeowners made out like bandits. To this year, which is amazing, to 288 homes sold. So I'm going to put these slides on an overlay. So if you're not on YouTube, I definitely recommend you checking it out. I guess you could email me. I don't check my email as often as I should, but it's joshua.d.wilton@gmail. I can send you a PDF of this. So when you overlay the slides and you're looking at this graph, it is rather incredible. So 2015, 412 homes sold, came to the market, 231 sold. And it kind of, that picture stays the same until 2022. So last year, you had 385 homes come to the market, 207 sold. This year, 315 homes came to the market, 288 sold. It's the market's almost outselling itself, if that makes sense. And I'll show you some data where it's actually in danger of doing that. Not danger. I mean, it's good for homeowners, but in a rising rate environment, it keeps the market healthy in terms that there's not a lot of excess inventory as you have in markets where there's a lot of new construction. We don't have new construction, for instance, other than some rentals that are coming online, by some of the big national players. So again, pretty incredible. 315 homes brought to the market, 288 sold in 2022. It's really, I've never seen anything like it. I'll be candid. That's pretty incredible. This is a snapshot of the median price. Median's a little bit of a boring number just because it takes the high and the low out of it. But in 2015, the median price for a home in Princeton, again, this is condo townhouse, single family in Princeton, was $822,500. So you have all those things baked in. You have a unit in Palmer Square for $400, and you have something in, Katie's Pond for $4 million, all blended into that statistic. Fast forward to 2022, it's $1.1 million. So it's, basically $200,000 swing in average sale price. Now, what you're hearing on the news is mortgage rates, which is absolutely true. So right now, for every $100,000 borrowed, assuming the rate's 6%, you're borrowing $600 per 100,000. You're paying $600 per 100,000. So that $200,000 price swing is an extra $1,200 a month for the average consumer. That being said, the consumer in Princeton isn't average. You have Princeton University consumers who get loans from the university. 60% of the market is cash or presented as cash. So you have all these weird things happening in Princeton. This is days on market. So again, pretty amazing. And in hindsight, I should have overlaid inventory to days on market. I will do that in the next few weeks. So in 2015, it took on average 72 days to sell a home. Now, that is a $4 million house, and that is a $600,000 starter in Littlebrook or wherever. So obviously the cheaper homes sell faster, and we're down to 41 days. So the peak days on market was 2019. We are down to 41 days to sell the average house in Princeton. And that's the adjusted days on market, meaning if a house was listed twice, that's baked into these numbers. So it's a rather precipitous decline. It went from 108 days to 41 days across the board. And that's everything. So this is really, I think, the most amazing number I looked at this morning preparing for today's broadcast. So in October 2021, and I'm laughing because I find it incredible, by the way, not because I'm laughing at the consumer or the market or anything like that, but in October 2021, 25 new listings came to the market. 25 homeowners, 25 condo owners, 25 townhouse owners made the decision to put their house on the market. Again, market conditions were ideal, low inventory, high demand, lower interest rates, right? Through the month of October, and I believe today's the 14th, five homeowners have put their house on the market in Princeton, which is really, really low. And it probably tells me why yesterday I was getting calls from other agents. Hey, what do you have coming on the market? Hey, what do you have coming on the market? Hey, what do you have coming on the market? Because there's nothing on the market. There's nothing for sale. So the other interesting thing too, last year in October, 29 homes went under contract. 25 came to the market. So the market was outsold under contracts to standing inventory by 4 homes, meaning it was undersupplied by 4. Sellers definitely have the advantage. This year, so far, in October, 13 homes are under contract. 5 came on the market. 5 sellers put their houses on the market in October. And when you show a house and you take a customer out, you're still standing in line. I'm not saying that the customer's jumping like they were. There's probably not 10 offers per house, but there is multiple offers. So it does beg the question, we can cover that in a new broadcast, actually, what a great strategy is for buying. And actually, I do have one, so maybe I won't share it. And then the last stat I want to show you on this slide is that last year at this time, standing inventory, 92 homes, and as of this morning, 78 homes, 78 total condo townhouses and single families in Princeton. So inventory is the picture right now. It's going to be the picture right now. So the other slide I wanted to show you was this one. So, and this is a little harder. Again, if you're on Spotify or Google Podcast or Apple Podcasts, it's a little harder. I definitely recommend checking us out on YouTube, hitting the subscribe button. Right now, this is detached single family homes in Princeton. I'm counting. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10. There's 10 single family homes in Princeton on the market under $1 million. Mercer Road, busy road. Buyer Lane, that's Princeton's very fancy word for Route 206. Really busy road. Coventry Farm, Coventry Farm, Coventry Farm, Coventry Farm. So there's 4 in one neighborhood, which is up by Stewart, the high school and the day school, in PDS, I should say as well. And they're, I can't talk about them, but they're interesting. Hamilton Avenue, cute little colonial. I think that's the second time it came in the market. Busy Road, Cherry Valley Road, Busy Road, 17 Madison Street, great location. They came on really, really aggressively in terms of price. They're now reducing it, trying to figure out where they belong in the market. That's it. Those are the single families in Princeton on the market this morning. So it's kind of like Busy Roads and Coventry Farm, which is a rental community. So it's interesting, but it's not like a normal Princeton, giddy up, I guess you could say. There's about 10 between $1 million and $2 million. Most of them over $1,499,000. There's about 10 between 2 and 3, and then there's a few over $3 million in Princeton. So it is like crazy low inventory out there. So that really is the picture today. So what's the future going to bring? Here's what's going to bring. Watch the jobs report locally. Not in Texas, not nationally, locally. Watch the big employers. Watch BMS. Watch Princeton University. Watch the state. Watch Sandoz. Watch Novo Nordisk. Watch these big employers locally, J&J. Those are the ones that really drive the local economy. Number one of that, Princeton University, it's the largest employer in Mercer County, right? So you really just have to watch the jobs report. Obviously, keep an eye on rates. They're kind of smitting around between 6 and 7. The Fed is indicating, based on the September numbers of an 8% inflation rate, that they are not done tightening the belts, which could mean higher rates. The big issue locally is that anybody who refied into a 2 or 3% mortgage, they're not going to sell to go to a 6.5%, 7% mortgage. They're just, unless they have to, unless they're relocating for work, life, etc. So the big picture in Princeton is standing inventory. It is down to the point where I would describe it as negligible. It doesn't mean you can overprice your house. Sellers doesn't. You're going to get clobbered because the buyer is looking and it's meticulous. So, that being said, pretty dynamic time to be in real estate. Obviously, feel free to reach out to us here at Queenston Realty anytime you would like. We are available for all of your questions. If you have questions, we have answers. So that is it for today. It is Friday. Have a great weekend, and we will see you guys next week. Thanks, everybody.